So hello everyone. Now this is July. Today is 1st of July, right? And in July we have already released the schedule that will be doing agriculture topics. Okay. Relevance, very relevant with respect to GS3 and GS1 geography section. Okay. In GS3 you have this. This is the structure, right? What number of questions are asked every year. So from 2013 to 2021. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. In last 9 years we had 38 questions, and average you can see average we have 4 to 5 questions, right? Okay, so some years we had even 6 questions, like in 2019 we had 6 questions from agriculture, but in general 4 to 5 questions. The breaking is 2 10 marker and 2 15 marker. They ask like this. Okay, so this is the breaking of this question. Therefore we have 4 questions from this, and questions are strictly relevant to syllabus. They do not deviate from syllabus. When you see, you will understand that they always ask the question from syllabus. What is my take on this? You just do one thing: cram agriculture syllabus of GS3 and syllabus of geography optional. Okay, it is more openly understand. In geography optional is more what we say vividly written than GS3 syllabus. GS3 syllabus is a kind of vague in nature, but that one is properly written. So you'll have, why I am saying this, this will give you pointers to write. Okay, pointers to think and write. This is where the game lies in agriculture. Agriculture is not about knowing things. Agriculture is more about writing. Okay, and agriculture, 2-3 things you will need. You will need some data that you will get from newspaper. Okay, you will need one examples, case studies. You need to put these in. Okay, you have to put maps because it is a core geography topic. So even in GS you have to deal with, you have to know the map and you have to plot the maps, especially Indian agrarian maps. Now you will say where you will get this. There are 2 ways: either search market, okay, or use atlas, thematic maps. Okay, there are thematic maps of atlas given in atlas, like these are the historical map. This is the map for say rice, this is the map for wheat, and so on. You can use this thematic map, or there is one more way. You follow, keep following with me, you will understand. Okay, but I use this thing, I use the thematic map of atlas. Okay, so these three things will be very important, especially data. More than data, this case study and map thing will fetch you a lot of marks in this paper, right? So with this background in mind, one more thing I want to say, that we have to write about 38 questions in this coming 31 days, including today. So what I'll do is sometimes I'll be writing 2 answers also in one video, per video. Okay, for 6-7 videos only. Okay, these will be basically what, 10 markers. So someday I'll be writing 15 marker question, and someday I'll be writing 10 into 2, that is 20 markers, right? So in this way what will happen, we'll cover the entire gamut of this agriculture, the entire width of this agriculture, right? So with this background in mind, we must move forward because it is already 4 minutes since I have started. And anything else I wanted to say, let me see. Okay, yes, one more thing. Try to use forward and backward linkages in agri topics. Means, forward means if this is crop production, okay, then there is some backward, there is some forward. What are the backward linkages? What are the forward linkages? Backward linkages: seed, soil, fertilizers, etc. Forward linkages: market, cold store, okay, etc. In this way you have to write. Today I'll be writing one answer only, but from tomorrow I'll see if I can write If required, I'll write more than one answer also. So obviously I am giving you more than what I have promised. So just I want you to understand that things go in this perspective, right? So let's begin. Let's go to the question. Okay, the question says it is a GS3 2021 10 marker question. I'll be starting with a smaller question and then I'll be going in detail. Okay, how is science interwoven deeply in our life? Do you think it is a science question? Let's study it. What are the striking changes in agriculture triggered by science based technology? You see, and this is a GS3 question, so remember budget, economic survey, and these documents will come handy in this. Okay, so let's see what we can write. Science has made the human life more and more comfortable with each passing day. Science is getting interwoven in our life in a more intricate manner. Fine, we have given a kind of introduction. Don't write too much introduction in 10 marker, we don't have space and time here. Okay, now I'll write examples showing interwovenness of science in our daily life. Okay, let's see. So I can make a diagram here and I will make a diagram here. Okay, that would be the best thing, and it will be like this. Alarms waking up people. Okay, mobile alarms helps to manage our time. Toilet seats automatic toilet and sanitation technologies. Okay, third thing will be what? You wake up, you go to toilet, then after that what you do? Okay, toasters, roti makers, etc. for food. The fourth thing is, this is individual's perspective. Okay, now after that you go to work. So communication technologies, ICT, example mobile, internet, computers. These are led to what? These are led to dynamic work culture. Example work from home, etc. Now 5 will be, after that you go to lunch or instant coffee machines, instant coffee makers, coffee machines. Okay, these are the thing. Now after that you come back home. Oh, one thing is, okay, automobiles like car, trains, metros, etc. After that medical progress or medical cure. Okay, curing ailments via medical assistance. Okay, and one more point I want to write is other like toothpaste, etc. Or let not write other. Okay, so we have curing ailments by medical assistance, and anything else can we think of? Yes, shopping, e-commerce, etc. E-commerce. Okay, so this is figure. Science interwovenness in individual daily life. Science has led to more efficient governance. Example, spreading or communicating, mass communication via TV, radio, WhatsApp, instant messaging, etc. Okay, efficient governance we have shown, and after that the role of science is very intricate in. Let's read the question one more time because it is a two-part question. Okay, what striking change in agriculture triggered off by science-based technology? Okay, fine. So the role of science in agriculture has triggered striking changes. Okay, striking changes in agriculture due to science. Okay, look, this is also a diagram. We can make diagram, but I won't be making diagram here. Let's see. Striking changes in agriculture due to science. Okay, number one, the food production supply chain has become more efficient. Example, striking changes. Okay, so example, green revolution has made agriculture self-sufficient. No, had increased what? Green revolution has increased the overall food production in India. This was one of the this is one of the example. Okay, this is one. Now this is the supply chain. Okay, now we must write about the institutional problems. The use of drones in management of in field demarcation or land demarcation and then followed by in land demarcation and then helping in digitizing what? Land records, thus will help in land reforms 2.0. Okay, we have written a supply chain factor, we have written an institutional factor, that is land reforms. Now we'll write about this thing. Drone we have done, done this. Now the use of mobile phones, or the use of phone based announcement regarding weather condition is also helping to make agri more reliable. Okay, this is the third point. Also helping the allied sectors like fisheries. Okay. Example: fishermen are warned before the cyclone that they should not go on fishing. Done. I'll write one more point here, because space constraint is also no space is there. Okay, but I won't be writing that much. And the last thing is, you have written about supply chain, you have written about this, you have written about this. And the fourth thing is the prediction of monsoon with help of supercomputers, especially at IIMT, Indian Institute of Maritime, IIM, what's its name? Indian Institute of IIMT, Tropical and Maritime. Okay, especially at Pune Center is helping to is contributing to doubling farmers' income. Fine. And let me write one more point: the market the market, we have written about monsoon thing, we have written the market response reaches, or let's let it like this: better price discovery, better price discovery in market for farmers due to connected APMC mandis, due to connected APMC mandis. Thus a buyer can buy from seller from Maharashtra. Okay, thus now let's see the question one more time. Okay. Done. The role of science and technology is immense in all fields, including agriculture. Above lies some of the most important one. Done. So this is a 10 marker question. Obviously, since it was in two parts, therefore I have to write more. If it would have been in just in one part, then that much is then 1.5 page would have been enough. But since it was in two part and just a 10 marker, how is science look, there are two keywords, how and what. Both are relatively same level of keywords, so we will be writing one page here and one page here. So of course it will be a larger answer, that is for sure. I try to give a diagram so that the answer consolidates, or else it would have gone to 3 to 4 pages, right? You see, I have given 4-5 points here via the diagram, and I have given 4 points here. So 8 points for 10 mark is more than enough. You will get about 5 to 6 marks here. That would be best. And I wanted to give a data here. Look, examples are there almost in all these things, right? So it will fetch you some marks. 2-3 marks you will get from here. And here I wanted, here we have, look, I'll tell you something about it. Let me go up. Okay, this is this. Why it has not changed the color? Let's see. Pen. Okay. Now this is the backward linkage. Okay, part. So 1 point from here. This is the institutional. Okay, so 1 point from here. This is what the government is doing, government initiative. I just don't remember that scheme name where the fishermen are warned before going into the, it's I think the seafarer scheme, it's something like this. So since I didn't know it, therefore I didn't write it. Okay, fine. And this is your monsoon is one of the very important part in agriculture. So 1 point has to be monsoon point. So this is the monsoon point, and this is the forward linkage point. Why? Because it is talking about market. So you see, I have actually covered very vast amount of things, right? In these 5 points, I have covered the entire supply chain of agriculture. Okay, I will give you a gist here. So how is the supply chain of agriculture? Today I am explaining it because it is the first question, else I won't be explaining it this much. It takes time. Okay, supply chain of agriculture. Okay, what we know about this? Let's see. The first thing is you give all the inputs. Inputs are what? Soil, seed, water, that is irrigation in this case. Okay, then you have chemical fertilizers. Okay, these are the inputs. Then what happens? You go on to, this is the produce, whatever you have produced. So this is the produce, but you cannot have this produce directly here, right? You have to send it to the market. So this is what the backward linkages, this side. Okay, till here it is the backward linkages. So whenever we are dealing with backward linkages, we will be dealing on these parameters: soil, seed, water, fertilizers, etc. This is the input thing. There are more backward linkages, but I am just telling you about the supply chain of agriculture. Then there is produce, like others. What could be other? Let me write it down on this. Land available. Okay, credit available. Okay, then land credit available. Okay, insurance available, right? So whenever you have a question on input, then you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points are there. So you can write, but I cannot write this thing in that answer. It would have become a 20, 30, it would have become an essay, right? So what I needed to do, I needed to consolidate it. So I took one thing, this is called what? This is called input. This is called, let me write about this first. This is B, say this is A. Okay, then B is called institutional factors, right? And A is called input factor, you can say input factor, right? So these all are included in what? This backward linkages. Then you have a produce, but you cannot keep that produce to yourself. You have to sell it to the, either you sell it to the market or you consume it, or let me write consume here so that I don't have to write anything above, or you send it to the market. Okay, as you send it to, as you consume, then it is of no use. You have consumed it, the agriculture is sustainable, it is subsistence. When you send it to the market, then there are 3-4 things there. Now in market, what you need is price discovery, or I should make it like this. Okay, now this thing I am this here, what is it required? Mass plus quick transportation facility, transport facilities. Then what you require? Storage facilities. Okay, what more you required? You required insurance here also. You can have a contract here, contract for, or leave it, then don't write this point. Okay, you have 3 things here. Now when it reaches market, what do you require? You required, the thing is price discovery. Other thing that you will require is low/no market fees. What else you required? Homogeneous competition, or say not homogeneous competition, you should write competition, just that should be real and not fabricated, What else you will need? You will need storage here also, storage. Okay, so you see, whenever an agriculture question comes, how many points you have? These are these from here to here. Okay, from this is forward linkage. Okay, so whenever you have your agriculture kind of thing, and there is one more thing in backward linkage, the third thing, I must not write it input, I must write it this is number 1, this is number 2, and there is one more thing. Okay, there is number 3, and that third thing is monsoon. Why? 55% of India is rain fed. You make a map of it. Whenever you have to use the data, just make a map of it. It will give you a lot of marks. Okay, so we plot India's map, very rough India's map. Okay, like this subcontinent we are making. Fine. So how is in this is your, this is, and leave that place. Okay, so this is your, like this, or mark it like this. Okay, this is 100 centimeter ISO height, this is also 100 centimeter ISO height. So this is dry land region of India. Special mention, this Marathwada, this is Rayalaseema, etc. Like this, you make a map and you get marks. This is how it goes. You got the point. So this is with respect to agriculture. I have explained it this time only. I won't be explaining it every time. You have to come back and see this lecture every now and then, so as to understand how to write agriculture answer, right? It is a very typical topic and it requires practice more than knowledge. Okay, so with respect to produce also, there are things like contracts. Okay, then there are things like insurance here also. So insurance has all listed, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana and something like that. Okay, so you understand this thing. Fine. So with this I am ending today's answer writing session. I hope you like it and I hope you understand it. This has been a long session because it is an introductory session for agriculture. I told you about the plans, how I will be doing it. I hope you are writing together with me. As I have said to you initially also, there was 5 points here. So you see, we have already written 10 points for a 10 marker question, and that too in about 10 to 12 minutes, just by making a diagram and having clear cut concept with agriculture on what points we have to write. Okay, give a case study if you have, don't give a case study if you don't have. You'll easily end up getting 5 to 7 marks here. Okay, that is what is needed. Fine. So I'm ending it right now. I take a part from you. Jai Hind.